Hi everyone, today I'm gonna present our paper entitled Volumetric Mapping with Panoptic Refinement via Kernel Density Estimation for Mobile Robots. I'm Ken, and I'm from the Learning and Adaptive Robotics Lab at the University of Texas at Arlington. So first of all, to give a high-level idea where robot can be used in multiple scenarios, we have robots to be used for scenes mapping and then object-centric manipulation tasks. In both of these examples, we have robots being deployed with segmentation model to give them more information about the scenes to execute any action more properly and more efficiently. However, when we deploy segmentation model on for robotic vision, we have to note that robots also needs to deal with those uncertainty produced by computer vision based techniques. For example, if we would like the robot to navigate to a table or grasping a cup, it needs to precisely know the occupancy of that particular object in 3D. So in brief, our goal for the project is to remove these artifacts for more precise perception for vision-based robotic applications in general. For example, if we perform segmentation on a particular image, we will produce very high precision mass on the object, but this only true in 2D. However, if we project these mass into the depth map when we use RGBD sensors and then trying to produce depth perception for the robots, we will encounter with a lot of outliers, I would say, or we can say artifacts or fragments in each object. So for example, this big cup will have some fragments at the behind, which is in red. The small cup will have fragments at the behind in blue, for example. So we want to make the robot to deal with these, to eliminate these uncertainty better for more precise control tasks, for example. So however, we would like to outline the challenges in these artifacts. First of all, we need to mention about the location of these artifacts. This is another example I would like to present. For example, in the far field depth perception image, we will have outliers can be happen pretty much everywhere in space. For example, this object will have outliers presenting at the front and then at the end of itself. So basically, location of artifacts are one of the challenge. The second challenge is the size of artifacts. So when we look at the object in blue here, we will see these artifacts are really small compared to these bundles of artifacts which are bigger. And the last thing to deal with these artifacts is the number of artifacts. Some objects has no artifacts, some objects has one artifact, or some object has more than one artifact, for example, we have right here. Therefore, we think how to address these factors all together in a very simple way, but efficiently and adaptively in the context of robots. So we would like to introduce the technique called mass refinement using kernel density estimation. Take these scenes for example. We have the person, the screen, the monitors actually, and the chairs. First thing, if we look at the side view of every object, Just imagine so. We will can serialize the depth values based on each object or based on the mass region. For example, the chair will produce the density line in depth perception such as this. The screen will generate the line such as this, and then the similar thing follows with other objects. So to make the density line, we perform kernel density estimation with optimal bandwidth from improved Seether-Jones algorithm on each object depth density. So that's how we obtain this curve. Then we take the largest cluster. So particularly in this example or in this paper, we assume that the noise cannot be bigger than the object itself. So for example, for this density, we will see some peaks at the beginning. So we will know this, okay, these are the artifacts. So which corresponding to the green region right here. The same thing follows with the person depth perception from the robot. We have some artifact before hitting the object and then after hitting the object. So the corresponding to the brown and then the red region right here. Then we take the largest cluster, which represent the object only in the scenes, and then we can, based on the density line, then refine the mask, the segmentation mask, to make the perception more precise. This is an example, the two examples I provide earlier. So this is the scenes if we don't apply mask refinement. This is the scene where we apply mask refinement. The same thing follows with these scenes as well. So when we apply mask refinement, the objects will be perceived more precise in terms of depth perception, and we have the RGB perception taken by the segmentation model. So this will give the robot more excellent perception when comparing to the original approach. So to evaluate our method, we evaluate on the flat data set, and we also do ablation studies whether mask refinement is better or mask refinement is worse in each scenario. Also, we make some quantitative result in compared to the baseline, which is PanMap in terms of mass IOU, and we see that when we apply refinement, actually mass refinement, we have approximately 10 or 9% of improvement in each scenario. Also, we compare the object details from our approach from the graph truth, and we see the approximately achievement to the graph truth. At last, we also deploy our approach on the real robot system, where the robot is traveling arbitrarily in the scenes and trying to perform projective SDF reconstruction while using mask refinement in the pipeline. So we can see that the result is gradually built and the details of the objects are preserved very well. So I think that's it for our presentation. Thank you for listening.